Hey guys, today I'm going to do a quick video on the new custom profile export assist that's in Vodka. So before we get started, you're going to need to download a few tools. First one is the Epic Game Launcher. Once you have that installed, you're going to go to Unreal Engine, Library, and then click on that if you don't have a ghost guy here. You'll click on the version and scroll down until you see 4.17.2. That's the version we need to install. That's what Soul Calibur uses. Next, you're going to need to download the CDLC Toolkit. So if you just click on this link, up here in the code section, you can just click on that and then download zip. And that's going to download this guy. So you can just extract this and move this folder wherever you want. I've got mine with all my other mod tools. But yeah, once you do that, we're going to want to open the Soul Calibur 6.u project. It's going to be the CDLC Toolkit, which is going to open up kind of like this. This is what it looks like. The files that are here need to replace the existing files in terms of profiles. You can add other things in, you just kind of need to tell the game that they exist. But yeah, we're not going to go into that. So there's two spots where profiles are stored in the game files. There's Kara and creation. So these are for all of the creation profiles. Like if you make a creation for Tira, her creation profile's going to be in here. It's also for all the NPC or the cast profiles. They're all in there. The main cast profiles are in here. And we're just going to go here. We're going to make a profile for Tira as the example today. And while I'm getting this set up, I'm going to launch Vodka here. Okay. So to make a profile, we're going to click on this empty space here, or you can go up here to add new. You're going to go to Luxor and regular profile. That's going to be a profile for the main cast members. And then these are profiles for the creation. I'm pretty sure even like the NPCs technically use the regular profile, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. New regular profile. Now the naming follows a specific, hello. What is happening? There we go. Okay, weird. Anyway, the naming follows a specific format. So it's RP underscore, which is regular profile underscore. The first digit is going to be the color profile you want to replace. So 0 is going to replace color 1. 1 would replace color 2. 2 would replace color 3. And 3 would replace color 4. It is technically possible to break the limits on this and have a bunch of profiles for everyone, but we're not going to go into that today. Yeah. Anyway, so from after the first digit is the character ID, which you can find the character ID in my general notes and the modding resources that are shared. It's got the character IDs for literally everyone. So we're going to go to Tira's, which is 2-3. So 023 is going to replace Tira's color 1. And then let's open that. We're going to move this out of the way so we can see. We're going to close you, and we're going to close you, and we're going to open my profile, and we're going to minimize you, and here. Okay. Now, there's a few spots in the export that aren't working. They might not ever work because I don't really care to go that deep into the setup of it. Actually, let me launch Soul Calibur in the background while we're doing this, because we're going to use the hot loader to test it. Anyway, so I want to make this creation profile for Tira. Okay, so we're going to click down here right above the finish and do the custom profile export assist. It's going to ask what gender values we'd like to use, and this is for the body size, so like the width of your shoulders, your upper and lower bodies, like those are different for the men and the women. So if you choose male for a woman, it'll be fine. It'll just look a little weird. But yeah. And these are values copied from the main casts.
Soul Caliber 6.
Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. So these are just the values based on the regular casts. The actual characters all have a little bit of unique like body sizes, and it's not going to be 100% accurate for them, but you can find those values using F model. So if you get this set up to look at your Soul Calibur game, I forget how to do that, so ask the SOM Discord for help maybe. If you go here and go to folders, we're going to find Tira's regular profile 0, 2, 3. So yeah, here are her actual body scales to have her body be the exact way. But I'm just going to use what this exports, because this is going off of what Vodcaliber has in front of it. So there are a few things that are going to be off, like this ELR unknown is because it doesn't know what race you have select, because it's just original soul down here. So all of these that say original soul are going to be a little weird. So you may need to touch up some things as you go, but yeah, let me just close everything real quick, and we are going to go from top to bottom for this. So as it says, it's pasted out in string format, so you can just paste it over here. So if you click on, we're going to do character tab first, so that's why we're character. We're going to click on here, it'll copy it to our clipboard, and we just paste. And you just kind of go in order, pasting on the line it tells you to paste. Race, we don't want to be unknown, we want to be human for Tira. But yeah, and I actually don't think this does a whole lot other than what like creation sees. I don't know that the races are referred to in any like meaningful way. And then for display name and character name, those are more or less ignored by the game, because for the color, like the regular profiles, it's going to display whatever the name is that you're replacing. So if I put this in Tira slot, it'll display Tira. If I put it in Astaroth slot, it'll display Astaroth. There's no way around that, unfortunately. Next, we go to body. Swing params is the boob physics. So if you want to play around with that, you can get a more exaggerated boob swing, or you can do, let me pull it up again real quick because it's funny and I want it in the video. No.
Turn it up.
Yeah, I don't know why that did that, but it does. So, you can do that if you want to somehow. Anyway, we're just going to keep going. Body scales, you paste in body scales. Again, this is not Tira's exact body. You can find the body scales that she actually has in F model. I'm just going to go ahead and post this, but it's going to go off of these values here. So everything's going to be -12 except for her boobs, which are going to be 40, because I put the boobs at 40. I don't remember why. Height, again, that's clearly not what you want. It's an option, but that's because it's original soul. So you can look in F model. I don't know that it's going to be there. I don't know that they actually use it. I think these might override. I think this might just be for creation, but I still just do what, makes sense. Go away. Okay. Body type, slender, also doesn't really matter. But yeah, we'll leave it at slender. UI body setting is basically always going to be that. Ignore body setting, you can have disabled or enabled. That's just going to be like, if you use a creation for this profile, these sliders are more or less ignored. It'll only load from the profile when this is checked. So we'll just do that. Body weight, again, the default cast weight is 50, so I'm going to use that. But if we go to F model and search weight, body weight, her actual body weight is 48. I don't know what this does. I don't know how it affects the creation. I don't know if it makes her skinnier or fatter. I don't know. But yeah, we're just going to use the creation values for now. Okay, next we go to skin here. Now, it again is saying that she has a unique muscle slide because the slider is at value 6. She doesn't have unique muscle, but I mean, she might have her own skin texture. Again, I just used the creation stuff. So I'm just going to go to least. If you have it set to default or unique, it's going to mess up the skin texture and it'll be like all white, and you don't want that. And then we'll copy over the creation skin base. Again, it's only going to do this exact skin, the creation base skin. So if you have a malfested character you're wanting to make, or like as well, he's got weird unique skin, you'll need to use F model, load up that profile, and get the skin material that way. And you can just paste the path for the skin. Anyway, moving on to colors, skin color, or yeah, body skin colors, and then paste on skin color and emission colors. And then just for reference, this is Vodcaliber. In Vodcaliber, it's slots, skin slot 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. Yeah, we're done there. So then that's the last of skin. So now we're going to go to body eye colors. Body eye colors. And then paste the eye colors. And for this is eye slot 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. That's how it'll be split up if you want to use those. Now these are going to not show like the undo icon because they are just disabled. They're basic. So yeah, it'll only show that you can do reset to default when something has been modified. Next is body hair, which is just for the eyebrow. She doesn't have any, so we'll leave that blank. And then eyebrow color. Oh, and then colors. So then we do eyebrow color, right click, paste. Face color, she doesn't have any facial hair, so that's going to be blank. Okay, next we go to equipment. So we'll close body, open equipment. So we'll copy this, right click on parts and paste. So this is going to be everything about her. It includes the body. It uses the creation female nude because we chose the female body section at start. It'll also do, like face, hair, everything. So if you're super creative, doing profiles could be a really good thing for you because there's extra slots. So you can do more. It's still going to unload the same way standard creation does though. So if you have conflicting parts, they'll still unload whichever one was loaded previously and unload it. But, it's an option. Extra parts, copy paste. And then colors, we need to drop that down and we're going to paste this in parts color. Okay, break flags. This is if you want these sections to be breakable. I tend to always have those on false because I hate that they get a little too naked. I think it's awkward, but that's just me. Okay, next up is weapon. Weapon color, she doesn't have any, but you would click that and paste here. Weapon variation is what weapon she uses by default. Again, she's just using weapon 0, but you would be able to copy and paste this. And this does go up to 9, which would be for the expanded armory, but most won't use above 7. And then VFX, this is not accurate. So I would ignore this for now, or you can try adding 1 to whatever this is displaying. So this is -0 or -1 for the default hit effects. That's not soul charge. Okay. I'm so good at this. Anyway, it doesn't match up to the creation profiles, which is really annoying. So yeah, if you want, just add 1 and see if that matches up. If not, I'm sorry. You can play around with it and figure it out. Okay, next up is sticker. Stickers is another thing that does not match up to the game, or to creation, excuse me. So the values are completely different. It was a big pain in the ass to get it as functional as it is now. And we're at about a 40%, if I'm honest. The main difference is the angle. I don't know what it wants. I don't know if some stickers have a default angle that they apply with. I don't know, because I tested it on a few stickers that I've used for my customs in the past, and it worked. But then I tried someone who used a lot of stickers with the other application methods and stuff, and it was a mess. It was a mess. So it'll paste the colors fine. It'll paste the sticker fine. You just need to adjust the angling, the positioning, which is going to be annoying, but it's better than doing the entire thing from scratch. You're welcome. All right. Next up, all of these are not going to be functional. I don't know if they ever will be. Sorry, not sorry. VFX is how you can enable permanent effects, like Inferno for his aura. You would also technically be able to do like any persistent VFX. So like I could make Gloomy Coda, I could apply that aura and have it be permanent. So, that's something to play around with, and I would study how it looks for Inferno or something. Next is Trace. The Trace is really awkward and annoying to set up for profiles because it depends on the style itself that you're replacing. So Tira's obnoxious. Let me open Ash Latte. So yeah, I only added 2 for weapon tracing on her. It's her spearhead and then the spear base. And the way Hilde set up is the spear tip is arms 1, and then the spear base is arms 4. So the sword would be arms 2. I don't know what arms 3 is. It doesn't make sense. Why'd you skip that? What does it do? America, explain. Anyway. And then Hiza R is the right leg, Hiza L is the left leg. Yeah, it's annoying. But you would also be able to potentially add eye trace. That's how Nightmare's eye trace is set up. That is going to depend on whether or not the trace is enabled for that character. You can modify the trace files technically. It's tricky to do, but possible. Also, Soul Charge is not set up, so I'm sorry. We want to make her evil. So, yeah, that's where you would go. Miscellaneous, you can more or less ignore. I don't know. None of that really matters. Creation profile, this is going to be like, I think the text that shows up throughout battle. I don't know. I've never used that. I think it's kind of a silly feature. And then voice. Voice is something that's really annoying and will not be set up because I don't have the effort or the energy. So for standard characters, it should follow their same profile, just in integer. So Tira's character ID is 23, so her decimal would be 35. It is possible to get the hello. What am I saying? It's possible to get the ID from like files. So let's say I wanted to use Malclaw's Pira Omega voice, which by the way, you should ask for permission before just using them in profiles. Anyway, somewhere in here, like towards the bottom-ish, it has a path, and this 0B87 is the value it wants. So if we plug that into the programmer, what I said B87, I can read. 0B7 is 183. So if I wanted to use Pure Omega's voice, I would use value 183 there. And then I don't know if these are one-to-one with creation. I stopped caring when I got the main heart of stuff to export, because I don't care about all the little things personally. Anyway, we're gonna save that. We are going to go. We're gonna close you real quick. Let's move you out of the way. Move you back into the way. Okay. So now, what did I didn't change anything on you. I didn't change anything on you. What did I change? Nothing. I don't know what it wants. Okay, that's fine. She'll be messed up. I don't care. Okay. So once you do your changes, you're gonna need to save. So if you just hit Control-Shift-S, that'll save everything in the current window you're in. Then we're gonna go to File, Cook Content for Windows, and that's gonna bake all of the UAsset files and stuff. Now, from your toolkit folder, I just made a cooked shortcut because I hate having to navigate here because it's annoying how many folders they have it tucked into. But from the main thing, it's going to be saved, cooked, Windows no editor, Soul Calibur 6, and then content. But you can also just right click and drag, create shortcuts here, and then move this to the main folder. Like so. Like so. Oh, I said like so. Like so. And rename it. Anyway. Now, we're going to do Kara, regular profile, 023. And I'm going to paste this in the hotload files. So if you go to your installation directory and stop at the content folder, you would basically just make the same folder structure from content and onward. And if you have Vodkaverse installed, that's already going to have the regular profile folder created for the additional profiles for 2B, Geralt, and Astaroth. So we're just going to go ahead and paste it in there and go into the game. Okay.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Okay. And there we are. The makeup worked well. Like this, her eye streak, her face streak, whatever that's technically applied as a sticker and not face paint because she's got the dark eye makeup on in the face paint slot. So everything transferred okay. But it's not always going to be the case. Like I said, stickers are super annoying. So that's going to be like the one sticky spot with this. But everything else should be fairly painless. And yeah, that is how you use the Creation Profile Export Assist. Yay! Anyway, yeah, that's all. Thanks, guys. Have so much fun.